There's nothing I can say about it. I mean, I've been a fan nearly like, I want to say 6 years, and that's been way long. And I've seen how the show have changed and grow and everything. But this one is, you should maybe change my point of view. I don't know how to say it. Hello, this is me, AmonDrake. Yeah, it doesn't look like AmonDrake, sorry. And I'm sorry if I don't have the thing I have in my home. This is I'm still on vacation and I'm filming on a, I don't know, a bad camera or something, but yeah, but I'm gonna review the FaM survival that I witnessed last night with other people. It was almost 5 hours and they hyped it up, and by God, what a show. So how am I gonna begin this? Oh, okay. It opened up. Before I wanna say, if you have not seen the show, go watch it. I mean, literally, go watch it. That's like the best thing ever, and that's the thing that make the core community, the wrestling create a wrestler community still alive, still relevant, and they are only one of the few people who does that. Okay, the first match was the Diamonds division between Ellie and Eve, and they said it's been 5 years and they had that Divas match, and it's true, it was around FaM anniversary too, what I remember, and it was also around the belt. And then it happened, the game got pretty crap and ignored the Divas division or maybe something, and it didn't work actually, so they had to scrap that in a long while. And now it's back, stronger than ever, with a new member, L or Ellie, how do you say it? And one of the originals who has been there, Eve. And I must say, they put on an incredible, amazing match. I never witnessed a thing, in Divas, create a diva community, and they put on a hell of a show, and the show they did was splendid. It was amazing. I had never witnessed something crazy. I had never witnessed something how they did, her finisher that was sick, and then I like the way they show out, especially the table spot. I mean, that was something. And it happened that L won the belt. I was very happy. That was a great opener, and I'm happy that she is in there, and I hope a great future with her and the Diamonds division, because I want to say we need more Divas. No, sorry, Diamonds division on the community. We actually need it, man. It's lacking. And then I must say, Smack Talks for Paul. That thing you say about Ellie was a little bit, that made all the people like saying, "Woo, you're doing something!" The celebration, yeah. The next match was Grimm's Toy Show and Top Evo, and then had a YouTubers Brawl match. And one of the chats said they want a sumo match. I think that they should have a sumo match next time. Please do it. Hashtag we want sumo. And they put on a hell of a match. Especially Grimm, that was, I don't know, I've seen few big guys doing that. And you can clarify it, and put on an amazing match, an amazing spot. Also, you mean they were almost killing each other, and the way how it ended, the way it happened, ended up breaking the ropes, and I thought, wow, I never expected. I never saw that coming. But it was a clever way, and everybody thought, oh, Grimm's won, but it happened. The match ended with a no contest, and I thought that's a great way to do it. So next time, please have a sumo match or maybe another. And then I must say, then we had AmonDrake's own, or I can say the champion, Cameron Bash, and then facing off against the Devil. And Devil announced later that he fired dude, and people got pissed on the chat. I know that they were really not happy when he announced that. And people voted for a no holds barred match. And I think that's a little bit rigged, but you know, that's me. And they had, you know, a basic match. It was really good. It was a 6-spot with the A on the table, and then they're almost killing each other. I remember people saying like, I remember somebody say, he's like, kill Cam, it's like kill him Cam or something, and like that. Sorry. And I was saying, like, do it for fun, pray, or kind of like that. He's gonna do it, but it happened that he won, and he did it. You did it for fun break, man. You did it. Should be proud. Fun break is proud of you. You're one of the few who make fun break proud. And then Mr. I don't know what I'm gonna say about him. The MVP or the Beast or the Swagger, I don't know what I call it. Darren announced that was funny. And I must say something strange. It happened that it was a promo he did with BH. No, it was not promo, it was a backstage thing. And then he texted the same time. You know, I saw him typing on the chat like, oh, so that, and I was like, Jesus, man. And it happened that he got a lot of things. He was like, I want to say he was like, what did screen time he had? He had like 14 minutes or long. I mean, but he had a lot. I say, the only thing I can say is the way they're doing with him. I say, keep it up, come on, push him, do everything, because he is literally one of the best newcomer you got, and keep doing that. I'm very proud of you. Then you're the best. You are the beast. You're the MVP, man. Hashtag push Darren. Yeah. And after that we got, I guess around that, I forgot to say the tag team match we had also. It was the Reunited Skill Foundation versus Resurgence, and it was not so much a lot of people were talking about. They were more talking about L or the World Heavyweight Championship or the Team FaM versus Team YouTube, and then of course the main event. And they did put on a quite good match, even though it was not so much. But it happened that one of the Skill Foundation, I guess it was that LS? No, but I say Haroon, that's his name. He talked to the Dawn, and they made a deal that they wanted the Mafia, I can say, to get revenge on the Resurgent because they had a past history. And it happened that they got distracted by none other than Mr. Biacholo. Then Sicko attacked him, and I guess people got very hyped and like, yeah, woo! And they come, and then I remember Sicko beating them with with chairs, and that was incredible. Then it happened that Tyne was gonna do land him with a table, but then it happened that he botched it. Oh man. And then the Resurgent came and attacked. I guess it was Mexi. He was the only one who attacked Big Tony. Hello, sorry. And it happened that the Skill Foundation come and attacked Maxi, and yeah, they just jobbed him, or you can say squashed him. I don't know what Dutch was. Dutch say, oh, he took a hot on. Liar. You were beat down. Didn't have your partner. And they won, and they got the belt again. And Betrayal, but more stronger than ever, minus the Diamonds belt. I can say. And then we had Assyrian with the Chief. I don't know, that was like that. But then also we come to the thing that mostly people were hype, and they were around that time. I wanna say the chat got a little bit, crazy, man. Around that time when it was the FaM versus YouTuber match, and it happened that YouTuber put in Tom Kushney and Delsinski. Later on after that, and FaM put on Sledder, and he was the first guy, and he jobbed Tom Kushney, and then later on he had an incredible match with Delsinski, who was really, really good. But then it happened that he sadly got schooled by Yards and the dummies. I mean, the dummies does he have? I mean, he has a lot. And then it happened that Luke Money come, and he sadly got jobbed again. I mean, why do you have an amazing wrestlers? It's like Techno Tank and then Luke Money, and they job. They're just sad, man. But if you have something planned in the future, please, you need another belt. I mean, hashtag push Luke Money, hashtag push Techno. I mean, look, man, that just you're sad. Just that. And then we came to probably the guy who stole the show, but then who actually beat Yard, and it was Rafaso. And the way they elevated him, and when they come I remember last time they had a review, and he like, oh, I'm doing that. Everything. He was in the Royal Rumble Battle Royale, I guess. But yeah, he was in Royal Rumble, and then he got out. He had only a spot there and everything. But Rafaso, he had actually did a lot, and it was like, oh man, that was sick. And then everybody thought, I like this guy. Oh, that was awesome. And but after that, when he eliminated Yard, that's the cave that become really good, and that was like he stole the show to get him in, and that was Smack Talks. Both of them it was quick pay. They just counted. They did high flying move. I mean, man, that was like something never seen. Kind of like, I want to say, it felt a little bit like Japan thing or ROH, or kind of like, something like very typical indie. That was like incredible. And I wanted them to fight forever, but the show must go on. They cannot fight forever. An incredible match. But then it happened that Mactor won with the Red Arrow, I think. Yeah, he won. Yeah, but overall they put an incredible match. If they're gonna have a rematch, please let it be an Iron Man match. Please let it be something. They need an own match, man. And then William Kingdom came, and he called, man, and he did Kingdom Cutter to SmackDown to a 6 spot. Wow, man, that was an amazing spot he did to it. But then sadly his ego got him, because he said he wanted to face Cam with the belt, so he disqualified himself. And you can see I can say the chat was kind of like split. There were some people rooting the FaM and YouTube, and it was keep going on and on and on. And that was that. And then it happened that Muffy came, and he was showing off as usual, man. And he got the pin. And then later on we got Frisco, and they said that he was before a former member on FaM. His name was Y2 Riot, and I remember him being there, but when he changed his sound, like, wait, I don't know that guy. Also, and they say he was been in FaM before. I'm like, what? But then, but they later on revealed that he was that guy with the. I was like, oh, now I remember. Yeah, so it was cool to see him back in the day and dominated the most time before later on got beaten by a 1-on-1, which was really incredible match. And then we had an Archimus, and I feel so sorry about him because they didn't give him credit. I mean, he came out and was alone. He was the standalone guy because all the FaM was gone, and YouTuber has like 3, and they had like 1-on-1, and then Gore and Perkins, and then you could see him. He came and fighted, and he basically beat a 1-on-1, which was amazing. And then he coming up and facing the last 2 remaining, Gore and Perkins. And I must say, around that time, that got like I say, crazy. They got a little bit beat Gore, I can say. He did that, but then on Perkins it was a little bit hard, and then he got destroyed by Gore, and then Team YouTuber won, and it was a great match. It was incredible, and then I can say the ending was quite fun. It was satisfying to see Kushner got job by Warren Perkins. It was fun to see Team YouTuber win, but still, you must be careful of a hiring YouTubers guy. I mean, because that was like, it's definitely really with the bar. And then we had the main event. It was Death Angel and 2 Twisted Merc, man. And they had a great, incredible match. Really, really good. You know, all the fight, and then some of the chat say the Twisted reaction is weak as the Gore, which was funny. And I felt like, oh yeah, I forgot to say that the match between Devil and Cam was good, but I feel like you could have done a little bit more. I mean, it was missing something, man. I mean, you had no involvement, yeah, but if it was in a steel cage, it could be a little bit, but you know, that's just me. But that was the vote, and they come and did their finisher, then kick out. He did the super kick and the soul reaper, and then he did the twisted reaction and everything, and they put on a heck of a match. But during that time, and that quite shocked me, was like Death Angel came and super kicked him, and then he won, and I was like, wait, what? That's it? That's the ending? I like, okay, and everyone like, yeah, that was great. Everyone was, I saw some people was happy, some people like me like, you can't end like that. That's been some conspiracy, and it happened. It was a screw job. I mean, he had his hand under the ropes, so they had to restart it, and then the Beast Darren announced that they were gonna have no DQ. But then it started to get really against how do you say, the advantage got against Death Angel, and it happened that he got beaten by the Skill Foundation. They beat the crap out of him, and then 2TM came and won and retained. And I like the way you did with the reunion with their teams all, and they were back, you know, celebrating, and the crowds booing at them, or maybe some cheers here, you know. That was great. You had a match where I think you should not do a table match. That's just my opinion. It was a great match, but I felt like it felt a little bit like missing icing on the cake. You could have done a little bit more about it with that match, but still it was a solid match. It was CM Pulse versus Element Games, but I feel like how do you say, if you have a table smash with somebody, it feels limited. I mean, it feels very limited. Oh, they're gonna do this, and then you're gonna put somebody in the table. I feel like table smashers are good. They're great doing spots or amazing. But having a regular match, it's not bad, but it feels so limited. Like, oh, if you nudge it, or how do you say, if you hit it, or maybe with everything, then that way you lose. So it's kind of felt like that. But then you had Tony Pizza again, then you had Big Red, who wasn't the manager, but they did not do so many. It was just Element, Paul's doing fighting, and then it came to the ending when Paul's won, winning, got distracted by Tony, and then Big Red, New York. And why? They beat Tony, and then Element come and beat Paul's with a power bomb on the table, as announced as the finishing touch. And I must say that I feel sorry about the wrong commentator. Need to fix everything, and they say, oh, you don't get paid about it. But you mean he should really get paid? You mean he's been there in the beginning, and DNA, the commentator's been there since the first pay-per-view, man. So I was like that, and then we happened to come on to one of the most craziest main event. It was like over 1 hour, and it was incredible. It was the Team FaM versus Team GM, and they began strong, but having BH, Black Hero, in the ring, and that was cool. And then later on, Cam announced is on the arena, their mystery partner. It was gonna be the beginning, and he said a poem like roses are red, or something. I am very glad in 2016 Birdie Hasher, and then he said that and got people hype, and I was like thinking, wait a minute, he talked about a guy that he had, and I was thinking like, no, it can't be. I was thinking it's gonna be something, the only one, but it happened. He was, or then Nick Virtue, and that was super crazy. And the shotgun, I was like, oh my god, Nick Virtue is in FA. I was like that. And the funny thing is, people know who him. I mean, I've heard about him, but it's crazy that he's like got us. He's in FAM, and that's crazy that Cam recruited him. It was going on facing Black Herons at first. I mean, that was incredible, and they were really good. You could see how hyped the crowd was. You could see how the chat, and the way that it was amazing. And then it happened that BH got disqualified. I don't know, and that was very strange. Excuse me, that he just beat the heck out of, beat the crap. I was like, wait, what the hell? Okay, that's a victory, I guess. And then it happened. I would say, need to talk about Darren, man. He was the second man. I mean, there's nothing to say about that. I mean, he is amazing. He's like, I can see him as the next one. I can see him, man. The way you're doing with him is incredible. I mean, he has that sinister thing. He has. It reminds me of a friend of mine who's kind of like that, and I hope that maybe they can do a tag team, or maybe do, because they fit. The character fits both of them. They are almost the match, and he was incredible with Nick Virtue, and then he cheated with the pin, put his feet on the rope and won. But then he had an amazing match against Guns, and Guns was the second guy, and he's breathing the hell out of it, and I was like, that's not PG. And I was like, oh my god. And then I guess 2TM said on the chat, he's pouring out some, what is called, spaghetti or spaghetti pasta sauce on his mouth, and it was funny. he said that. And but yeah, but that was incredible. And also I must say that hashtag please put that. I mean, Darren is the MVP. He's the beast. And Gans also is really good. He should do that more. And they ended up in that Gans pinned him in a roll up. And then come the third guy, and it was Roberto. He was the third guy. And I've been noticing something which is very strange as related, because I remember when Roberto debuted, he was that monster, that guy who come dominate and being the hell out of him. But then I've been noting later on, as of lately, he has been pushed, and he's became what's called more discovery, more stronger, man. It's happened that the way you're doing with him is like, I've seen him evolve a lot since the first time I saw it, and I say that is pretty cool the way he's doing. He's definitely one of the FaM henchmen. I mean, the way you're doing with him, the way you're pushing him, or the way, I mean, keep going, man. Just keep going. But I've been noticing that like he has been involved a lot since he arrived back in 2011, 2012. I don't know, around that time. And by God, and then he come and beat Gans. You can see Gans tried and failed. And then came Cameron, who's doing double duty, and he was gonna do it for, I say, AmonDrake, also do it for FaM. He was the guy who picked Nick Virtue, which was cool. And he came out and beat Roberto with the bash bottom, and they had also incredible. And then Darren, I guess, like I said, Darren was like mostly the guy who's been in the rosters, like 40, maybe some 50, I don't know, but he was in the show a lot and announcing, and then had a match. And then he announced the mystery guy as the mystery partner as they made it. And I was thinking like this, like, oh, it can't be as a joking, oh, it can't be one of the oldies, one of Rome's friends or anything. But then heaven turns out it was real, and I was like, oh my god, it turns out it was Killswitch. He's a former Rome's partner, and he's a former SES member. He was during that time Rome took over SES with another guy, Sanders, and him and Sanders was tag team partner, but right in the beginning Killswitch and him there. And Roberto distracted Cameron and then beat him, which was odd. But then it came up to an incredible match, and I wish they should do a single match. I mean, it was Andy Badwall and Killswitch, and they were fighting like hell. They were fighting like monsters. You could see they know each other. Maybe Andy knows him, but it's not like in the next match. That was like way keep going on, and they knew a lot. And it happened that turns out that Darren come distracted again and saying, the thing is disappointing, let's make it a no disqualification. Then you can see Killswitch got an advantage and hit his finisher, the switch back to Andy, and then pin him. And then we had Ron versus Ron was the last guy in Team FaM, and you could see the crowd, not the crowd, the chat was going, not like let's go Ron a lot, and then not some only about the GM team, but both Killswitch and Rom actually was like back and forth. You could see, like I said, they have a history, they know each other, they know a lot. So you can see they're putting a finisher, signature, doing a lot of combination back and forth, and that was an amazing match. I want to see it again. And Rom beat him with the sleeping pill, with a great combination. Remember it was the elbow drop he did, the Maltese elbow drop, and then the sleeping pill. So great way to end it. But then Darren calm and laugh and say he's doing his big mistake. And then we were gonna finally see the reveal. They were hyping about the GM, and he said that there was 4 members, not 3, and they've been lying to us. And everybody coming out with their speculating and saying, "Oh, is it that guy? Is it that guy?" We were all thinking like it must be somebody who worked with them. And then he came, and he just dominated Ron because he was marking him, and Ron couldn't do nothing. I mean, and he just, I mean, the way he did it, I was like, oh my god. I was like, Jesus, man. And then the commentary said like he did a spine buster, and it was Andy's signature, and we were like, is it Andy? I'm like, oh my god, no, it can't be Andy. And then he did a stunner, and everybody said, oh my god, it's Noah. And they were like, no, it can't be him. It can't be him. And then later on he did, I wanna say a GTS or something, but I got very confused, and everybody like, is it him or is it? I was like, no way, can it be? And then he later on he did a Rob Singer finishing move. He stole it, and everybody like, is it his clone? Is it something? I mean, what was going on? What's gonna happen? And then he beat Rob. Everybody was in shock. Oh yeah, well, some were happy, I can say, that he pinned, that he let the team GM win. And then after the match he came and called Andy and saying, just come out, I'm gonna beat the hell out of him. And he'd say, you don't know who I am. And then he masked himself, and everybody say he looked like some special, I mean, he looked like Romo. I was very confused. I was like, who is that guy? Who is? And everybody saying the special name. I was like, what? I don't understand. And I was like, speech, I did not know how to say it. And then Andy came and wanted to stop him, but then he hit him with a pedigree. And then later on, there became just only silent. And then he just got speechless. There was nothing word. And then he cut the promo saying that he was there right from the beginning. And I thought, like, I knew everything, but no, that's changed the perspective. What I'm thinking now. I mean, damn, man. And it turns out that he was Rom's brother on the promo. He was Rannick. Rannick was one of the founding members of FaM, together with Gans, Andy, and BH. And they wanted to erase him in history, but now he came back and just took what is his, and he joined Betrayal. And then he said it's not here to say FaM. He just, man, the end is near, man. I mean, the end is just started, man. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about it. And that's my whole wrestling. That's my whole conclusion and full review of the FaM Survivor pay-per-view. I can say it was a great pay-per-view. It was definitely worth to seeing, like, the whole 5 hour, hyping out the show, even though there was no pre-show, even though I would like to see it. And you put on amazing mashup with like the diamonds, and then you had the YouTuber thing, even though the chat was kind of annoying. The main event, the belt, the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and everything. The way you did, and there's nothing I never ever. I mean, I've seen FaM doing that, but they are just evolving and evolving and evolving, and every time they evolve, there's nothing I can say about it. I mean, the way they put so much effort, the way I've seen it growing growing a lot, and then the WWE games community, you support them, and not so many people know that, and yet they put on an incredible show, and I get never disappointed. I always stand there supporting and saying, oh, I like what you're doing, keep doing. There's nothing problem I can say. I can say that there are some very, very few tiny changes, but there's not so much change. Only I can say is be careful about with the YouTubers thing, bringing out famous people, because they got really annoying. I mean, that was really crap, man. But other than that, was just the show was really good, and I thought that the way you bring up new people with the review, it's amazing. I would love. And it's very incredible to see what they did with FaM, so that's very great. If you bring up other guys with the same thing with the view, that's fine. Keep doing that what you did with FaM, so bring more Diamonds Diva, because that's something we never seen before in a while. Just keep going, man. Keep evolving. I want to see more new guys. I want to see the way you keep going. Oh, I cannot wait for the next chapter and the next pay-per-view. It's incredible to be a fan of yours, and I'm very happy. Thank you so much for the hype, for the thing. It's definitely worth the seeing. I hope you like this review a lot. It's been very honorable. That's the first time I'm doing this review. I don't know if I'm gonna do more. It's been a very pleasure to be with you a long time. Keep going, and I'll rate this review full pot, 10 out of 10, or maybe more, 20 out of 10. I don't know. That's incredible, man. You just keep going, man. Come on, keep getting better and better and better. Bring me more like this stuff, man. I love you guys. Thank you for this review. I'll see you next time. Bye.